Tell us a little bit about the work you do here.
Well, I do work in my community, and I also do work for AID that I just started. And the work that I do in my community consists of a youth group that I started. I'm working with them, and we meet once a week, and we are working on doing small projects in the community. Like right now they're working on building a little house that goes where the bus usually stops at a certain point in town. And a lot of people usually wait there, and sometimes during the rainy season they get wet, so this will be a little shelter. So they're raising money for that, and they're going to build that themselves. Also, I was conducting a tire and communication. Tire is like a workshop, a communication workshop, and also a personal development workshop, using non-formal educational activities, and every week after their regular meeting. And also I've started working with a women's group, and the women's group has been going for about 3.5 or 4 months now, and we've been conducting a series of activities to build skills as far as working together in a group, also build self-esteem and explore different types of work that women can do outside of the home. Right now we're at the point where we've written about 16 different sources here in Costa Rica that provide training or money or support just in various ways for women's groups. And we're soliciting information and trying to find out what help they can offer us. A lot of the women are interested in starting a sewing business. Some of them want to start a little soda, which is like a restaurant that might be open on weekends. We've been hashing around different ideas. It's kind of difficult because in some areas people have different skills, say with handicrafts or things like that, and that isn't the case here in my town. But there's a lot of women that know how to sew very well, so that's something that I think that a strength that we'll build on. Also, I was publishing a monthly newsletter, but that's fallen by the wayside because it was very difficult to get them to write articles and provide them for me and get them in on time. And so it was just becoming too difficult, and they weren't getting to me on time, and they were there was about 5 or 6 of them that turned out really good, and then the last couple, they just submitted a couple articles, and so I just decided, to let it go. And also, it probably wouldn't have been something that would have been self-sustaining anyway, because I was printing it on the computer and everything, and it wasn't something that would have kept going after I would have left, I'm sure. Also working on a water project in my town, and what we want to do is expand our water system to include another area. Right now it's kind of separated in half, and we connect that all together, and also connect our water system to San Isidro's water system. Right now we just operate out of pump water from about 2 or 3 springs up into water tanks that are sitting at the highest points in the city. And so what we're doing is getting all information ready, trying to get sources of funding outside of the community to help, like donations from the government here in Costa Rica, and then we're going to seek 50% of the money from AID, or the Agency for International Development. Another thing that I'm working on is I teach, it's called Maestro in Casa. And what I do is I teach, like it's a high school equivalency program. People on my site, most of them do not go to school after the 6th grade. And the high schools on San Ysidro, they're hard to get to. And so they can't afford to pay bus fare or whatever. And just logistically, it's bad and hard to get there. So I've been teaching this high school equivalency program where people can work towards getting a high school degree and be taught in their local community. And so I've been teaching. I also teach an English class for adults, and we've got about 5 people that come actively now. It's steadily decreased, and basically it's over from when the first class started back in July. Basically because, once they realize that you got to work at it, you kind of lose interest. But there's 5 people that really want to learn and work hard and they're learning, and so I prefer working with them rather than having 12 people and half of them just there to screw around. So I really like it. I'm also working for AID, the Agency for International Development, and what I do, I'm like a regional coordinator for the Southern Zone, and I'll travel to these different sites. Like they solicit donations or money from AID to pay for like 50% of a project, and those projects can be anywhere from, or anything from like a bridge project, a water system project, a road project, a health post, school remodeling, or also to build a building for like a small business. What we do is we give them 50% of the cost of the project in money, up to about $5,000. And so I'll go out and evaluate their solicitude or their application and meet with the community and ask them a bunch of questions and help determine if the project is worthwhile. Also, I'll make a recommendation to the selection committee at AID if I think that the project is viable and that they can complete it within a 6-month time frame and that it's really needed. Also, after a project has been approved and after they've been started work, they have 6 months to complete it. And in that 6 months, I make about 2 or 3 visits to audit their expenses and inspect the work and make sure that they're following the exact plans that they had originally set out to do. And then at the end, when they're completed, I certify that they're completed with the project and take all the receipts, re-audit them, and then have them sign a form that absolving them of financial responsibility. And then a lot of times they have a party to inaugurate the project. They invite us to attend that. We give them a plaque present a plaque to them that says that this project was realized with the help of people from the United States of America. I travel around to these different communities on motorcycle. So I just got my motorcycle license, and Peace Corps has given me a motorcycle that I will use and be able to travel around to these different sites. So I have that right now, and also I'm going to work on my site, so I'm pretty busy. My time is pretty occupied. And so that's basically what I do here in Costa Rica. I do also do some work on a national level with the National Youth Movement. And I've done some volunteer work where I've gone into like a national park called Manuel Antonio and worked for a week and did volunteer work with kids, working on trails and everything in there. Also worked at their, it's called Juegos Nacionales, it's kind of like their national Olympics, and I did work there for that. And I'm also trying to help them get some funding, probably from an outside foundation to complete this. It's called a Casa de Juventud, or youth house. And it'll be like an office and training center for the National Youth Movement in San Isidro. And so I'm working on helping them get funding for that, because they're about halfway done and they've run out of money. So we're working on applying. So that's basically what I do.
Do you enjoy your work here, Richard?
Yes.
Are you happy that you made the decision? And
No. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
do you want to say anything to Nancy?
Nancy, I'm making these statements under duress. Mom and Dad have been torturing me and making me say these things. And they've been very nasty to me this whole 12 days that they've been here.
Tell your mother delivered the gift from
Mom kicked me in the ass for you. And
So did Dad.
Dad did too, just for fun. And I'm wearing your shirt. I really like your shirt you sent me. And I like the cassette tapes. I wrote you a letter a few weeks ago. I'm sure you got it by now. And don't say anything, Mom. And Mom and Dad are leaving today. And we've had a good visit. And you should come down here too.
James to the ones.
And I love you and I miss you. And hope that I can see you soon. And also I hope that Ariel and Dylan are doing good. And Mom and Dad are gonna either send you or bring you pictures and a video so you can see everything that we did and see how pretty it is here. And so you can enjoy it too, because it's really nice here. And I really like it here. I really like it a lot.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.